19 minutes past 5 p.m. Central African Time. Welcome back. You are tuned into the weekend edition of the Iftar Show. My name is Zahid Jadwat, and I'll be keeping you company right up until Iftar time in Johannesburg. So that's around 6 p.m., of course. Just looking at the Iftar times in the three major cities: Durban, 5:38 p.m., Johannesburg, 5:59 p.m., and Cape Town, 6:25. Or rather, yeah, that is correct, 6:25 p.m. My apologies for that. Nonetheless, let's move on now to the next segment of our show. And in fact, that is Youth Matters with Malana Bilal Malanzi. Assalamu alaikum, Malana. How are you? Welcome to Salat Media.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It's a pity we can't
Alhamdulillah.
connect via video today, Mulana, of course, due to load shedding. But it's good to have you on the show once again. And of course, this might actually be the final time, considering that we might actually be celebrating Eid next week at this time, inshallah.
Indeed, inshallah. But
All right, Mulana.
we to promise, inshallah, many more, inshallah, chances, inshallah, to have such a platform to grace the audience, etc. Inshallah, jazakallah.
I mean, all right. So let's look at what we're going to be discussing for today, Malana, and that, of course, the essence of fasting, as well as just a few advices with regards to how we can make the most of the remaining days of Ramadan. Bismillah, Malana, you may take the platform.
And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to the listeners. All praises are indeed for Allah Ta'ala, who is the King of Kings, the Creator of everything. Peace and salutation be upon the beloved, our Master Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and upon his noble family and companions. Indeed, all gratitude, praises are indeed for Allah Ta'ala, who has blessed us with the month of Ramadan, who has made us witness this month of Ramadan. It is indeed by Allah Ta'ala's choice and not through our choices or means. Allah Ta'ala has made the month of Ramadan Mubarak, and Allah Ta'ala has made it a special month for the believers. And in this month, Allah Ta'ala expects from us to fast. But question is, what is fasting? So the scholars have defined fasting in this way, that inna sawma kafun wa tarkun, that fasting, in the essence of fasting is to abstain, to withhold, to stay away. So, but not just staying away from things that are permissible, that things that are impermissible, but rather things that are permissible as well at a particular or at a certain time, from a certain time to a certain time. Like for example, from morning sahri till evening iftar. So during that time, a person is prohibited from doing things that are rightfully so permissible for one to do. But at this time, it is not allowed. So the ulama have described fasting as وَهُوَ فِي نَفْسِهِ سِرٌّ لَيْسَ فِيهِ عَمَلٌ يُشَاهَدُ. That fasting is, in its essence, it is a secret that a believer keeps with his Creator. Oftentimes we hear the nasheed that says, هَلْ لَكَ سِرٌّ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. Do you have a secret with Allah Ta'ala? So we know, at least it's important for a person to keep something a secret. So on the day of Qiyamah, you can always say, tell Allah Ta'ala, oh Allah, but I did this to so and so person for your pleasure, oh Allah. So in a similar way, fasting happens to be that very thing that is a secret between a believer as well as his Creator. It is not, there isn't any creation. وَجَمِيعُ أَعْمَالِ الطَّاعَاتِ بِمُشْهِدٍ مِنَ الْخَلْقِ وَالصَّوْمُ لَا يُرَاهُ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. There isn't a creation of Allah Ta'ala that can witness the fast of a person. But we know for every action, all a'mal have something or someone from the creation of Allah Ta'ala witnessing. If a person is reading Salah, people are looking, the nas are looking, the malaika can see. There's so many things that are around the person within the creation of Allah Ta'ala that can see a person. But in terms of the fast, it is only strictly a secret between a servant and his Creator. I could be bluffing you that I'm fasting. You could be bluffing me that you're fasting. But only Allah Ta'ala can really tell and a witness or attest to a person's fast. So they say fasting is a weapon against shaitan, against the enemy of Allah. They say fasting is a shield. The Prophet ﷺ says that that fasting is a shield sealed from what? From ma'asiyah sins, from all things that are impermissible. They say that Allah Ta'ala, of all things that can attain one, Allah's consciousness, of all things that can attain one Allah's consciousness, Allah Ta'ala chose fasting to be that very thing that attains a person, attains a person taqwa. They say, question is, why would Allah Ta'ala of all things choose hunger to be that very thing? And we know the verse of the Quran that says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykum as-siyam, kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. The essence of fast is so that we can attain Allah consciousness within ourselves. So, of all things, Allah Ta'ala chose hunger. Why hunger? Because the scholars have written, in fact it is a hadith as well, that inna shaytana la yajri min ibn Adam majra dam, that shaitan can move in the body of a person, can swim in the body of a person like how blood flows in his veins. So in a similar way, shaitan would swim in the body of a person like how blood swims or flows in the veins. And then the hadith continues by saying, فَضَيِّقُوا مَجَارِيَهُ بِالْجُوعِ, stop his movement through hunger, suppress his movement through hunger. Now, hunger is that very thing that stops shaitan from moving in the body. So that Allah Ta'ala has made hunger to be that very thing that makes you conscious of Allah Ta'ala's existence and Allah Ta'ala's being. In another writing, they say that al-ju'u yu'mal qalb, that ashab yu'mal qalb. They say that eating to a full stomach can make the heart blind. Eating to a full stomach can make the heart blind. And wal-ju'u yaqdi al-qalb. They say that it's for hunger is what awakens the heart. Hunger is what awakens the heart. So that's as far as hunger and how Allah Ta'ala has made it so important to the believers, or how Allah Ta'ala has made fast as an important tool of attaining taqwa. Now, in the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we learn that كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يجوع من غير عوز. That the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam would at times remain hungry without any need. In other words, mukhtaran lidalik, by choice. By choice, he would remain hungry for the sole reason that he may recognize, or he may acknowledge those are. He can acknowledge those are feel what is like to be hungry. In another writing, it is said regarding Yusuf alayhi salam that it was asked to Yusuf, قيل ليوسف لما تجوع وفي يديك خزائن الأرض. Why do you keep yourself hungry when you have in your hands the keys to the treasures of Jannah? So Yusuf alayhi salam responded by saying that أخاف أن أشبع فأنسى الجائع. I fear that if I were to eat to a stomach full, then I would forget if I were to eat to a stomach full, then I would forget the hungry. So in this way, we see that a person being hungry actually they say hunger can humble a person. Hunger can humble a person. No beggar begs if begging and they would beg with full arrogance and pride. No. Oftentimes when a person is hungry or they are a beggar in the true essence of the word, then they would be humbled, or in fact they will drop themselves down so that they can beg of you whatever you have to offer them. So this is the essence of fasting. It is not mere eating. It is not waking up for sehri and then eating, partaking of so much so that you don't remain hungry during the day or you don't stay hungry during the day. If a person does not feel hungry, then what is really, really there of fasting? What is really, really there of fasting? Now, since we are in the month of Ramadan, the Prophet ﷺ has stated that لو تعلم أمتي ما في رمضان من الخير. Had my ummat knew the goodness that is contained by the month of Ramadan, لتمنى أن يكون أو أن تكون السنة كلها. They would have desired that the month of Ramadan does not only become a month of Ramadan, but rather a year of Ramadan, a year of fasting. So the whole year must become Ramadan instead of just 1 month of fasting, 30 days of fasting. So this is how important Ramadan is to us as believers. In one writing I read, Ramadan, so they say that Ramadan is like an open market. So it's an open market. Oftentimes, open markets happen maybe like once a month or so. It's not something that is always there available at all times, no. But it's an open market. So Ramadan is an open market, and um, they say that it is an open market, and in this open market here, those that want to profit, they profit. Those that want to make a loss, they make a loss. But in an open market, everyone brings everything and anything to sell in the name of making a profit. So it's not excluded, it's not exclusive for a particular number of people or who so and so, no. It's an open market. Therefore, if you have beans to sell, you will sell that. If you have meat to sell, you will sell that. If you have food to sell, you will sell that. Whatever you sell counts. So in a similar way, if we take Ramadan to be an open market and whatever you have counts, if you have time, sacrifice for Allah. If you have wealth, sacrifice it for Allah. If you have strength, use it in performing many nawafil salawat. If you have, no matter whatever you have, inshallah, use it for the sole benefit of how much profit you can make, inshallah, in the month of Ramadan. So benefit yourself totally and completely. Now, how can we make this month profitable for us as well? Now, looking at it, we are in the dying moments of Ramadan. Somebody said it is as though I can see Shawwal lowering Ramadan to his qabr. It is the month of Sabr. I can see Shawwal lowering Ramadan to his qabr. That's how soon it is to end. So to make a maximum benefit of this month, we are in the last 10 days of Ramadan, and in these last 10 days, the Prophet ﷺ has encouraged us to search for the Laylatul Qadr, for the night of power, the greatest night ever, the night in which Allah Ta'ala had sent down the Quran, the night in which Allah Ta'ala sends the Malaika in numbers. In one hadith, they say that the number of Malaika that do descend in this very night, it is equated or equal to the number of stones on earth. Now you can imagine how many Malaika are there. So these Malaikas descend, they come down to earth, and they witness the a'mal and the ibadat of the servants. So in this month, what we can say is, since inshallah it is basically like a bonus stage where if you didn't maximize in the first 10 days, in the first 20 days of Ramadan, if you didn't benefit and maximize in the first 20 days of Ramadan, then at least inshallah search for the night of Qadr in the odd night of the last 10 days of Ramadan. So we know the 21st night is gone. Yesterday was the 23rd night. Today is 24th. Tomorrow is the 25th. We left with the 25th, 27th, and the 29th night, inshallah. It could be any day of these 3 days, inshallah. We hope Allah Ta'ala makes it such that we witness or we are, inshallah, wild awake in this odd night, inshallah, searching for the mercy of Allah Ta'ala and hoping for the best, that it is the night of Qadr, the night of power. And with that, inshallah, Allah Ta'ala will make us of those whom Allah Ta'ala, in Surah Qadr, where Allah Ta'ala says that وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ خَيْرٌ مِّنْ أَلْفِ شَهْرٍ. It is a month, it is a night which is better than 80 or 1,000 years of ibadat of goodness. So in other words, anything a person does in this month, you can imagine what Allah Ta'ala would reward, Allah Ta'ala would bless the person with. So inshallah, to maximize and use our time wisely, inshallah, profitably, inshallah, let's look or search for these nights, inshallah, for the Laylatul Qadr in this remaining nights, inshallah, with the hope that Allah Ta'ala will make us of those man qama fi Laylatul Qadr imanan wa ihtisaba غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. Whoever stands in the night of Qadr with the hope of reward, imanan wahtisaban, with full iman and conviction and with the hope of reward, غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه, Allah Ta'ala will forgive that person's sins. Allah Ta'ala will wipe clean his slate. This is Allah Ta'ala, this is the hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So inshallah, I encourage myself and each and every listener, inshallah, the audience, inshallah, um, to consider, inshallah, this like you know, like a match when two teams are playing in the dying moments, the dying stages where a few minutes are left. Oftentimes, the players are more active than they were in the beginning. Why? Because now it's towards the end. Either we win or we recover. Either we win or we recover. So that's how it is, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for the opportunity, for the moment as well, for the time, to everyone that listened, etc. Allah Ta'ala make it beneficial for me and for everyone else.
Ameen. And Jazakallah so much to you, Milana, for your time. Just quickly, a reminder to the listeners in Durban, if you're out there in Durban and listening to the show, you've got just about 3 minutes to go before iftar time. But nonetheless, Milana, Jazakallah so much for your time, not just today, but also, for the past few weeks, we've actually been holding this segment on the show every
Um,
day, every week rather, at around 5 o'clock. So shukran so much for your time and for your contribution, and all the best
um,
to you. We might meet up next week for the final edition if it's not Eid, but if not, then Eid Mubarak to you and your family.
Jazakallah khair, Jazakallah. Take care, inshallah. Allah Ta'ala accept
Ameen.
from
You
me,
as
from you
well.
as well.
Ameen. Assalamu
Assalamu
alaikum.
alaikum.
That was Maulana Bilal Milanzi speaking to us for what quite possibly might be the final edition of Youth Matters, which is a segment we've been running on the show during the month of Ramadan every Saturday. And just to tie up with what Maulana had been discussing earlier on about fasting being a secret between a believer and Allah, we've got a nasheed lined up for you, and this one is called Do You Have a Secret with Allah?